Hey folks, I'm Greg and this is Zen and the Cigar Aficionado. I am neither a Buddhist monk, so I do not live in a Zen state, nor am I a cigar aficionado. But I am an old man with plenty of time on my hands, and so for that reason, I got back into cigars. Used to smoke them a long time ago, gave them up because I'm a respiratory therapist, and also because back then I used to inhale. Man, isn't that bad? I used to smoke backwoods of all things, and I'd suck a pack down a day. Anyway, so life has moved on. I've learned to appreciate things a little bit more, and I do not inhale, and I ask that you don't inhale either. It's just not a good thing to do, especially with cigars. All right. With that being said, what the heck are we going to do on this site? Well, we're going to look at cigars. We'll talk about them. I'll talk about them. You can send me messages, whatever. The notes at the bottom of this doohickey. And hopefully we can have some fun. I've smoked 7 cigars so far. I've kept track of every one of them. I have a page on my computer that I post what I think in each and every one of them. I then take the labels off of the cigars, and let me just tell you, some of the artwork on some of these labels is absolutely phenomenal. And I have them in my little binder here. My wife thinks I am somewhat of a nerd for doing this, but this is what I've chosen to do, and I want to share it with you. And I want to share it with you because COVID-19 has had the audacity to take away pretty much everything I enjoy doing, which was going to the gym, playing golf, and going to the rifle range. We're far enough into COVID now that I got all 3 of those back at some degree, whether it's making an appointment to go to the gym or playing golf, but having a tough time getting a tee time because they had to spread them out. But it's all working out. Things are getting better. And I hope they're getting better for you too, just for the record. With that being said, let's get back to cigars. I used to smoke Arturo Fuente short stories back when I did the backwoods things occasionally for a good cigar. And the reason I smoke those is because they're short stories, and short stories last about 45 minutes to an hour depending on how you smoke them. And so I really liked them, and I said, hey, you got plenty of time, you got nothing else to do, go buy a cigar. And I did. Well, first I researched it. Holy Christ. Is there like a ton of information on this freaking computers for all of that shit? Man, oh man, it is nuts out there, folks. Anyway, there's a lot of good information and some bad. You figure it out, you'll be okay. So I don't want to share with you all the little details and stuff like that. Let's just talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about the cigars. So like I said, I've smoked 7 to date. Out of those 7, I probably have 3 or 4 that I'll put in my humidor. I got a couple that I won't ever do again. You can read people's reviews and see what they say. Listen, here's the thing. No knock on anybody that is a reviewer that has a cigar shop, okay? So there's JR and there's Daily, and I think it's Zeal now. They split up Daily and Zeal. Hey, they do great reviews, and their taste buds are phenomenal. Same with Cigar Obsession. Great guy, love his page. I don't have that kind of a palate. That's part of what I want to work on when it comes to the Zen and Cigar Aficionado. I need to improve my palate. I can taste a little bit, can't taste it all. Sorry. I have my, right here with me, as a matter of fact, I have my lovely wheels. And these are different wheels that you can use for taste. Here's one here's another one. They're all over the internet. Pull them up and take one. I'm telling you, take it. If you're like me and you can taste a little bit, but you can't taste it all, take one off. So here's what I do. I don't read what other people have said about them. I do them myself. I write my little thoughts in my computer, and then I go and I look, and I see how well I did compared to others. Sometimes I'm way off base, and sometimes I do pretty good. So I'm working on, especially being old, improving my palate. That includes ginger, lemon, lots of water. So I'm going to try to get better. And my wheels to help me when I get to the first stage, which is the inner part of it where you say, oh, well, that tastes kind of earthy. Well, what earthy does it taste? And I'll share with you. Today I thought I did have an earthy taste. First off, I had a cigar today that was wonderful, and we'll get to that in a second, but I had an earthy taste. So where did it go from there? And I was trying to figure out, what the hell is that I'm tasting? Cocoa came through really strong. Espresso came through really strong in the cigar. Loved it. But I had this earthy thing going on. I'm like, what is that? And I used earthy because I didn't know what other word to use at that time. So I came in and I read the other reviews, and I swore that I would never smoke a cigar that had this flavor. but I kind of figured out what it was. It wasn't as earthy as I thought, and I really think it was more of a leather, okay? And that was the three flavors I got out of the cigar. By the way, the cigar was the tea. It's a cigar that's a combination of three big manufacturers that got together and made the cigar. It has a Maduro wrapper on it. First time ever for smoking one of those because I was a little afraid. My cigars up until this point have been light to light medium, and this one falls on the side of medium to medium heavy. But what a phenomenal cigar. Folks, if you're not afraid to give it a try, give it a try. So anyway, I have my thoughts on each of the ones that I smoked and where they're at and what we're doing. Look, let's have some fun. Let's review some cigars. We'll talk about other things. The COVID thing is just a mess. I don't know where you're at on it. Doesn't matter. I don't care what part of it you want to believe and what part of it you don't believe. There's a ton of misinformation out there. There's a ton of real information out there. Good luck trying to figure it out. I've picked my path on it. I find it ridiculous that it's got to be a political thing. How the hell does healthcare get to be a political thing? I don't know, but it did. So enough of that, and that's another reason I smoke cigars, so I can take time to sit out somewhere and not have to think about anything except for this incredible cigar that I have in my hand. Okay, for the record, I am never going to say the word stick. They're not sticks. They're fucking cigars, all right? Deal with it. A stick is something I pick up out of my yard before I mow it, okay? Sticks. Really, you guys? Come on. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about today's cigar, although I already smoked it, and you say, well, geez, Greg, why didn't you do that while you were online? Well, I'd love to, but I'd have to sit outside, number one, or else the wife would beat my ass, and we don't want that yet. Or two, my neighbor behind me is having his trees removed from his yard. So not only are there chainsaws going, but there's a big-ass wood chipper. They chip it all up into nothing. It's just crazy what they do with trees anymore. Going on there. In front of me, across the street in front of me, my neighbor's having a new kitchen put in. So out in his driveway is a bunch of saws and a bunch of guys, and so not quite as bad, but I'm like, there's nowhere for me to sit where I can do this. So I smoked a cigar, I'm in the house, and I'm talking to you, and this is my first time, and I know I'm rambling, and after today, hopefully we won't ramble so much, but I just wanted to share with you a little bit of where I'm at and why I picked that title, because I do want to get to where it's a Zen-like state when I'm smoking, and I do want to become more and more knowledgeable and try to improve upon my taste palette, and hopefully you'll try to improve upon yours. And don't be ashamed if you don't taste what everybody else tastes, and you use a Zippo lighter, which gives you aftertaste of kerosene or whatever, or you use a match, or you go out and buy a 4-jet butane $800 lighter. I don't care, and neither should anybody else. Find cigars you enjoy smoking them. This is my theory. And with that being said, I'm going to talk to you just for a second about the cigars I've smoked so far and see what you guys have to say about them. First thing I smoked was an Oliva, and it was a Connecticut wrapper, and it was nice and mild. Wonderful cigar, loved it to death. It will definitely be a part of my humidor. Nice and creamy, nice and smooth. You know the story, vanilla, yada, yada, yada. Even thought I had a little bit of coffee. Oh no, I drank coffee when I smoked that one, which I won't do anymore. I do drink my water with my ginger and my lemon in it, and I'll tell you what that helps with. I think, for me, it's helping to cleanse my palate as I'm smoking this so I can continue to enjoy the flavors of the cigar so I don't get that heavy taste in your mouth that I think you can get from some cigars, and I'll point out one or two on my list here that I think I got that from. The next one I tried was a My Father. This was probably a little too strong for me initially, but I still loved it. It was a great cigar, a lot of earthy flavors, I thought. Even had a hint of floral in the background. I couldn't tell you if it was a rose or a lilac, but it just had a lighter, sweeter, as do most of the cigars that I smoke. There's some sweet component to them, only because of the fact that being a newbie, and new shouldn't have anything to do with it, because I'm not new. I used to smoke a long time ago, and we all, we've been there. But anyway, so those two I fell in love with. I then tried a one that people say is an everyday cigar. I'm not sure what the hell that means. I don't understand why you would smoke 3 or 4 cigars in a day. I want to sit down and enjoy it. Can you enjoy a cigar while you're mowing your lawn? Maybe if you're on a rider. Look, I'm 65, but I still push my mower. And no, it's not some little tiny city lot. I'm out in the country and I have about 3/4 of an acre. Again, it gives me an opportunity. I put my headphones on, or I put my muffs on, really. They're not headphones. They're noise canceling that I use when I go to the range. And mow my lawn. I don't want to be a 3-a-dayer or even 1-a-dayer. 2 a week, 3 maybe at some point in time is going to be my limit. So you know. So you're not going to see me all the time. Anyway, so the next one I smoked was a Quorum. I did not like it. I would not smoke it again. It will not go in my humidor. Okay. Then one that I was really excited about smoking, which was a Charter Oak. Charter Oak's a nice cigar. Thought it was pretty good. A little strong. Got a little bit milder with time. I was okay with that. Torn as to whether or not I put it in my humidor. My humidor's not very big, number one. It's a little one. And I'm torn. I would definitely smoke it again. I'm not sure I would buy a 5-pack of them or any of that. Next one I smoked was a Christoph, Connecticut. Really like that one again. Again, we're talking about Connecticut wrappers, real mild flavor, kind of creamy. Same thing. Again, I liked it. The thing I liked about that one too, though, was it was a Corona, and I normally smoke Robustos, and I kind of like that, the size of it. I don't want to call it mouthfeel because I think people use that for the aftertaste in their mouth with from cigars, and some of those can get kind of yucky to me. So that's another thing. Next one I had was a Schizo. That's a Cuban sandwich cigar. Do you guys know what that is? That's the long filler and the short filler in the cigar. And this is another one they talk about smoking when they're mowing the lawn. I don't know how you do it, but go ahead if that's your thing. I'm going to stick to making them something that I truly enjoy, truly look forward to doing, and hopefully have some fun with. And I hope you guys do too. I really do. Hey, if you don't ever watch me ever again, I don't care. Do what you do. Have fun with it. I'm just here to fill in time and be a knucklehead. But that was that one. And today, let me tell you, I jumped over the fence. And when I say I jumped over the fence, if you ever look, they always have mild, medium, medium, heavy, and heavy. Well, I jumped over that fence and I went with the T. And if any of you are familiar with that one, it was one that was put together by 3 of the big cigar names, and I won't list them here. But anyway, and with a Maduro wrapper. And I wanted to try the Maduro wrapper because the Maduro wrapper, they talk about coffee and they talk about chocolate, and I thought, I'm going to give this a shot and just see. Well, I lit that up with my single butane lighter and thought I was going to die. Lit it up. First puff I took off of it, I was like, holy crap, this thing exploded in my mouth. I'm like, holy crap. But shortly thereafter, probably 2 or 3 minutes in, because I think it takes a couple of minutes to really even start to get the taste of a cigar. And I know there's guys out there like Cigar Obsession, because this guy's got an incredible palate, but he can tell you a lot on the first puff. I can't. All I tasted was this huge cigar in my mouth, or what in the sense of volume and flavor and boldness. I'm like, I'll never be able to finish this. I'm going to end up lightheaded. My mouth is going to taste like an army walk through it when I'm done. This is not going to be good. I was wrong. I was wrong. And I'll share with you when I'm wrong. I'll share with you what I really think about cigars too, as I just did. It's a phenomenal cigar. It is not mild, though. There's no doubt about that. But listen, when people talk, I say it's a bold flavored cigar. Okay, to me, a strong cigar is a cigar that is just lays really heavy in your mouth. Is hard for me to smoke. I'm sure they're out there. I had a couple on here that I didn't care for that fell into that category and left a horrible aftertaste that I did not like. But today's, wow. I'm like, woke me up to another whole side. I was initially going to tell you that this whole thing was going to be about light, medium-bodied cigars. Yeah, that's gone out the window. Wish I could tell you that. I can't. Because that cigar was really good. And I really liked, it was the pressed cigars, which means that I assume what they do is they literally put the cigars in the box and then somebody sits on it and squishes it down because they're partially flat. Well, I got to tell you, I love the way it felt in my mouth. From the standpoint, you put it in, of course, you have to listen to what they tell you to do, put it in your teeth, and put your lips around it, blah, 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 slow inhale, okay, fine. But I like the way it felt in my mouth. Felt good. And tasted great. And, yep, Maduro wrappers. I can't go wrong if you say you taste espresso or you taste dark chocolate, because they're there. Then I had this earthy flavor, didn't know quite what it was, and I thought it was kind of an earthy flavor. And after reading other people's reviews, I went, oh shit, you know what that was? That was leather. Never thought I'd smoke a cigar where I'd say leather, and that was going to be my big thing. I would never smoke a cigar that I say leather, or smoke a cigar where the word pepper comes in. Well, that goes out the window already because this cigar, it definitely had that flavor to it. And that's what it was once I read through the other ones and went, aha, that was the third flavor. That was my aha moment for the day on my cigar. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here because this has gone for a long time and I don't want to go this long from now on. I will try to keep it shorter. If cuss words occasionally bother you, don't come back. I'm going to do my very best never to drop the F-bomb. I think I might have once in this. It's one of my favorite words. And I know some of you say, well, that's vulgar. I don't think it's vulgar. You know what's vulgar? The word hate. Hate's a horrible word. God. Not only is it just a horrible word to use, but to think what you have to do to yourself in order to hate something. Get over it. Whatever it is, get over it. Okay? Anyway, all right, enough ranting, enough raving, and enough on cigars for today. But whether you like it or not, whether you come and see my site or not, there will be more. Take care, God bless, and don't inhale.